Hi, my name is Karen Scassell, CEO of Scassell Collection.
And I'm Cyrilia Rose, Creative Director.
And welcome to the Fiber Factor. We're beginning with challenge number 3. But before we tell you what it's about this time, we'd like to give a big congratulations to our winners of the last challenge. And yes, I said winners. We had 2 winners if you haven't seen the actual deliberation, and they were
Tracy and Rachel.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations.
It was really a hard decision to make this time around. We got 12 phenomenal entries, all of them very different from each other, even though it was the same request of what to do.
It's incredible, the creativity that we're seeing every single time, and I can't wait for this one because it's going to be perhaps a bit tougher. Yeah, we come from doing color inside the box to
we're doing what we're calling a blank slate. So this time around, we're actually going to be using Cyrilia's baby. I call it her baby because she developed this yarn. Maybe you can tell us about Kenzie.
Sure, I developed it with a friend from New Zealand. It's a New Zealand merino. It's something I call a kitchen sink fiber because it has a little bit of everything. It's mostly merino wool, then there's a nylon to keep the price down, angora and alpaca to give it softness and a bit of halo-y fuzz, and silk noils to give a tweedy appearance. It has a lot of yardage, and I would say it's a light worsted. It can knit to a DK gauge and be a nice firm fabric, or you can knit it slightly looser. You can manipulate it a bit with needle size changes. I also recommend hand washing if you want to bring forth that angora bloom.
And we are sending you 2,400 yards, which is 15 skeins. You have 29 days, which probably seems like an eternity at this point, to actually finish your product. And this time around, we are looking for sellability is probably the major thing. Since you're all being sent the same yarn, it's a blank slate, you're all looking at this beige cream color, and you get to choose what you want to knit, correct?
Absolutely, and we want you to think of the yarn stores here. I think the reason we're all in business and all kind of working in the yarn industry is because, you know, yarn stores are around and they're selling yarn, but they need patterns that move lots and lots of yarn. So when something catches on like wildfire, it's hard to identify what that exactly will be. So we want you to put your kind of marketing brains on, our hats on, and think about marketability, and like you say, it could be anything. So
create the next it pattern, the pattern that everybody's going to want, the pattern that everyone's talking about, and the pattern that is going to sell yarn for the yarn company, which happens to be us, that's going to sell patterns and yarn for the shops. Although we are all passionate about what we do, business is business, and bottom line is we do want to sell the yarns and the patterns. So that's what we're looking for this time around.
Yeah, and a key factor here is that we want something that will not just work for any yarn, but that will emphasize that you have to knit it in this yarn. So think about the qualities of this yarn and what makes it so unique, and try to emphasize the yarn, because that is really, you know, we want people to have this yarn. So that's how we're thinking, and we want you to get
have to have the yarn, have to have the pattern. 29 days.
Exactly.
Make what you want. I mean, in that case, you could, there's a lot of different things you can do.
Yep, just make sure it's on its way to us by July 29.
Yep.
Yes.
And we're set.
Yep, that's it. Everything. Have fun.
Yeah, happy knitting.